Good morning, students. So this question has been asked to me by one student. See here, it is based on synchronous motors, right? It is numerical electrical machines. See here, a synchronous motor. Just read the question statement. A synchronous motor is connected to an infinite bus at 1 per unit voltage and draws 0.6 per unit current at unity power factor, right? A synchronous motor is connected to an infinite bus at 1 per unit voltage and draws 0.6 per unit current at unity power factor. Its synchronous impedance is given as 0 plus 1j, right? So its real part is 0, that means he is ignoring the resistance of the winding, right? So only inductive part is there, that is equal to 1 per unit, right? Keeping the excitation voltage same, the load on the motor is increased now, right? He is saying that keep the excitation same and increase the load on the motor such that the motor current increases by 20%, right? In that case you have to find the new operating power factor. Okay, so see here, so can you tell me what is the operating power factor for the new case? Just by drawing the phasor diagram you can tell, right? See here, so the initial operating power factor of the motor is given as, it is operating at unity power factor. It is operating at unity power factor, right? Unity power factor. That means you can draw the phasor diagram for the initial unity operating power factor. So unity means angle between terminal voltage and the armature current, it is power factor angle. Now this power factor angle, initial power factor, is given as unity. So the angle phi will be 0. That means both will be in same phase. So first of all, both will be in same phase. IA and VT, armature current IA and terminal voltage VT, both will be in same phase, right? So first of all, draw the terminal voltage phasor VT, right? And in the same phase you have to draw the armature current, because initial operating power factor is unity, right? Now this take phasor sum of excitation EMF, right? And IA excess, J IA times of excess. When you take phasor sum of excitation EMF, this phasor belongs to excitation EMF, right? This is excitation EMF phasor, right? So phasor sum of excitation EMF and impedance of the winding, it will give you the terminal voltage, right? See here, apply the circuit equation. All these are phasor values. This is the terminal voltage, this is excitation EMF, this is the armature current. So apply, when you apply KVL, you can write VT is equal to EF plus IA into ZS. All these are phasor values, right? That phasor means it has magnitude as well as some angle attached to it, right? These are all phasor values, right? So initial operating power factor is unity. So this is the phasor diagram corresponding to unity power factor, right? Now suppose at initial operating power factor, that is unity, motor, the mechanical load on the motor is PM1, right? This dotted locus that you are seeing here, this is actually, it's a locus of constant excitation, right? That means you take any point on this locus, it will give you the same excitation, right? Because he is saying that you have to keep excitation same, excitation voltage same. So this is a constant excitation, right? Locus of constant excitation. Now in the second case he is saying that you have to increase the power, you have to increase the armature current, right, by 20%, right? You have to increase the mechanical load such that the armature current increases by 20%. So suppose you know the load on the motor is mechanical, right? So now I am going to increase the load on the motor. Increase the load on the motor. Suppose this is the new mechanical load which has now been increased, right? This is the PM1 is the initial mechanical load on the motor and PM2 is the new mechanical load on the motor corresponding to 20% increment in the armature current, right? So when you make a phasor for excitation EMF, join this point and this point. When you join these 2 points, right, you will get this excitation EMF, which is again same, right, because you are taking this as constant excitation, right? You have to maintain excitation same for the new case, right? Now join this point and this point, right? So when you join this point to this point, you will get JIA, right, times of XS. Suppose new current is IA dash in this case, right? So now tell me, for this new case, what should be the operating power factor of the motor? Will it be leading or lagging? Right? See here, this corresponding to this armature current has now been increased. Earlier it was armature current was this much only, right, corresponding to this phase. But now 20% is increased. Armature current is now 20%, it is increasing now. So that means this phasor is representing this 20% increment in the armature current, right? XS being the armature, synchronous impedance winding parameter, it is same in both the case. Only varying parameter is IA. So that means the varying parameter is IA, which has now been increased. See, which has been shown by this phasor, right? JIA times of XS, which has now been increased. Armature current has now been increased by 20%. So your new armature current would come somewhere. If you analyze this, you will get new armature current would come somewhere here, right? So that means, is it lagging? Is it lagging with terminal voltage or not? Definitely lagging, right? So that means this angle between this and this, that you have to find out, that which is the new operating power factor angle, phi dash. Let me call this as a phi dash, right? So this angle, right, this small angle that you are seeing between terminal voltage and the new armature current, let us say this is IA dash. So between these two phasors, the angle is phi dash, power factor angle phi dash, right? So this you have to find out. So when you find phi dash, you can find the corresponding cos phi dash, that is a new operating power factor that you have to find out, right? So let me start the calculations. So you understand the new operating power factor will definitely be lagging. So just by drawing the phasor diagram, you can calculate this initial operating power factor, right? Since armature current IA dash, new armature current IA dash is lagging with this terminal voltage, that's why this motor would now be operating at a lagging power factor, right? So this is the circuit diagram, right? This is terminal voltage. It is 1 angle 0 per unit. It is connected. He is saying that motor is connected to infinite bus, so 1 angle 0 per unit, right? So this is the winding. It is 0 plus 1j impedance per unit, 1 per unit. This is I is the armature current and EF is the excitation EMF, right? So initially armature current is 0.6. Initially armature current is 0.6 per unit. And initially motor was operating at unity power factor. That means cos phi is equal to 1. So that means angle phi, power factor angle, initial power factor angle phi is 0. Cos 0 is 1, right? Because initial operating power factor is unity. So that's why I am putting angle 0. And magnitude 0.6, right? So see here, this phi is a power factor angle. It is angle between terminal voltage and the armature current, right? And this delta is a load angle delta. It is the angle between excitation EMF and the terminal voltage, right? I have not shown delta here to avoid the complexity in the phasor, right? You can show this, right? So my aim is to calculate this phi dash, right? So see here, first I will apply KVL in this loop and write the circuit equation. Terminal voltage Vt is excitation EMF. See, Vt minus 2 plus Vt minus Ia times of winding impedance, right? Plus 2 minus EF, right? So this is the KVL. So when you write equation, you will get Vt is equal to EF plus IaZs. So this voltage would be equal to this voltage plus this voltage, right? So terminal voltage Vt would be equal to excitation EMF plus IaZs, right? Zs is the winding impedance, armature resistance he has ignored. So this Zs would now be equal to, it is nothing but XS, armature winding reactance, which is given as 1.1. Write all the numerical values which is given in the question. So Vt terminal voltage is 1 angle 0 per unit. Ia armature current, you know, it is given as 0.6 angle 0 per unit. And winding impedance is 0 plus 1j, right? So now 0.6 angle 0 and this is 1j, real part is 0, so I can write 1 angle 90, right? So you can further simplify this. You can write this 0.6 angle 90 plus 0, so that means I can write this as 90, 0.6 angle 90. Right here 0.6 angle. Right, you can write a 0.6 angle 90. So 0.6 angle 90, right? So solve this using complex mode in the calculator, right? You should use calculator ES991 ES plus, right? Casio calculator, and calculate this complex number, right? So you will get, I have calculated as 1.166 angle minus 30.96, right? So see here, angle is coming as 30.96, that is coming with a negative sign. Automatically it will come negative, right? Since it is a motor, right? So definitely delta, load angle delta, it must come with a negative sign. Why? Because you know that in case of motor, excitation EMF, it always lags with the terminal voltage phasor, right? Always. So that means delta would, it should come negative, right? So the same you are getting, it is coming negative, right? Because it's a motor. So now for the new case, he is saying that armature current, it should increase by 20%. So that means Ia dash is equal to 0.6 for 20% increment at plus 20. So that means it would be 1.2. And the new operating power factor angle, let me call this is phi dash, right? That you have to calculate. So new operating power factor phi dash you have to calculate. So this when you solve this, you will get, it would come around, yeah, it will come 7.2 angle phi, 7.2 angle phi, right? You have to calculate phi dash, right? This is angle operating power factor, new operating power factor angle phi dash. So apply the same circuit equation for the next case, and you know that excitation EMF, it would be how much now? You have to keep excitation voltage same. That means excitation voltage same means what? You have to keep magnitude same, right? Magnitude you have to keep same. Load angle will definitely increase because motor angle, the load on the motor is increasing. So that's why load angle will increase. So you have to write new excitation EMF, which is whose magnitude is same 1.166, but load angle would definitely be different. Let me call this delta, right? And it is with negative sign because it is synchronous motor. This is the excitation EMF, right? That you have to take for the further calculations. So apply the same circuit equation, EF is equal to Vt minus IaZs. That means right here, this is all these are phasor quantity. So write circuit equation 1.166, right? Angle minus delta is equal to terminal voltage Vt, which is again same. Terminal voltage would remain same, right? Always. So that means it is connected with infrared bus, so that means 1 angle 0. So 1 angle 0 minus IA times of ZS. IA dash is now how much? 0.6, 7.2 angle phi dash. So your IA dash in U case it is equal to 7.2, right? 7.2 angle, you have to write phi dash. Okay, this is new armature current IA dash, and winding impedance is 0 plus J1. 0 plus J1 means 1 angle 90, right? So I am directly writing in polar form 1 angle 90, right? Now, so 7.2 multiplied by 1, that means 7.2, and angle would be added 90 plus phi dash, right? Angle would be added because these two are the product term. So I am here itself I am writing 90 plus phi dash. Magnitude would be 7.2 for this term, right? So write 90 plus phi dash, right here 90 plus phi dash, 90 plus phi dash. Okay, now you can further solve this. 1 angle 0 means 1 only, minus here you write 7.2. This is not 7.2, this is actually 0.72. Please check here, check the calculations. This is 0.72, right? Because 0.6 multiplied by 1.2. So this is not 7.2, this is 0.72. Please correct it. This is 0.72, right? So 0.72, and here write cos. This is in polar form. So write cos 90 plus phi plus j sin 90 plus phi. Cos 90 plus phi dash plus j sin 90 plus phi dash, right? Like this. Now cos 90 plus phi dash, you know, it is equal to minus of sin phi dash, right? Is it not? Cos 90 plus phi dash is minus of sin phi dash. So I am writing here minus sin phi dash. Okay. In the same place I will write minus sin phi dash, and sin 90 plus phi dash is plus cos phi dash, right? So this would be plus j sin cos phi dash, right? So write here plus j cos phi dash plus j cos, right here phi dash, right? So now now this is a mathematical equation, you can solve on your own. So minus it would become plus, right? Plus 0.72 and sin right phi dash minus j 0.72 cos of right phi dash. Okay, right? Now you can open this, it would be equal to cos, this is in polar form, so it would be equal to cos of minus delta plus j sin of minus delta, right? So cos minus delta is plus cos delta, and sin of minus delta would be minus sin delta. So this would be equal to 1.166 cos delta minus j sin delta, right? J sin delta, right? So this would be the expression of this left side, right? Now you have to simply equate, right, these two terms. Equate imaginary and real part on both sides, right? So when you equate real part, right, on both sides, you will get 1.166, okay, cos delta is equal to 1 plus 0.72 0.72 sine phi dash. This is for real term. When you equate real term, you will get this equation. Let me call equation number 1. Okay. And for when you equate imaginary parts, that means in that case you will get 1.166 sine delta is equal to 0.72. This would be equal to cos phi dash. Okay, cos of phi dash. Equation number 2, right? So now you have to how to solve these two equations for phi dash. You know that delta is unknown to you, but you have to calculate phi dash only. So what you have to do, how to solve this kind of equations for this angle phi dash? You square and add. So that means by squaring and adding these two equations, you can get the angle phi. So that means square equation number 1 and square equation number 2 and add these two equations, right? So equation number 1 square plus equation number 2 square. When you do this, you will get 1.166, okay, square, and in the bracket you will get cos square delta plus sin square delta, right? So cos square delta plus sin square delta, which is nothing but 1 only. Cos square delta plus sin square delta is 1 only. And in the right hand side you will get square of this whole term and square of this term. So that means you can solve 1 plus 0.72 sine phi dash square of this term plus 0.72 cos phi dash square, right? Is it visible to you? Okay, so see here 0.72 cos phi dash square, right? Now see here, when you open this square, you will get 0.72 square sin square phi dash plus 0.72 square cos square phi dash. Again, sin square phi dash plus cos square phi dash would be 1, right? So you can solve this further. You will get left side, you will get 1.16 square is equal to 1 plus 0.72 1 plus 0.72 square plus another term you will get 2 into 0.72 2 into 0.72 and sin phi dash, right? When you open this square, you will get this term in the right hand side, right? So now what you do, subtract this whole term, that means 1 plus 0.72 square from this 1 plus 166 square, right? And divide by 2 into 0.72 and just solve a little bit, you will get sin phi dash is equal to minus 0.1103. You will get this, right? Use a calculator and find this, right? Now take inverse of this, that means phi dash is equal to minus of sin inverse 0.1103. That means from here you will get angle phi dash, which is equal to minus, see here it is equal to minus 6.33 degree, right? So see here phi, power factor angle phi is automatically coming negative, right? You are using phi here with positive sign, right? Suppose you do not know what is the power factor, new power factor, it is lagging or leading. So you do not bother for this and simply put phi dash with plus sign, right? If it is lagging power factor, that means it will automatically come with negative sign, right? Had it been the leading power factor, it would then come in plus sign, right? So phi dash, it is coming negative, that means is this power factor angle is coming negative. What is the meaning of this? That means new armature current Ia dash is lagging with this terminal voltage phasor by this much angle, by the angle of 6.33 degree, right? So that means this is new operating power. This motor is operating at a lagging power factor for the new case, right? So that's why it is coming in negative sign, right? So that means you know that the terminal voltage, it is always taken as reference, that means one angle 0, right? And from that terminal voltage phasor, which is taken as reference, which is the convention, this armature current, new armature current Ia dash is lagging by this angle 6.33 degree. That means its new operating power factor is lagging. So now new operating power factor you can find out. New power factor is equal to cos of phi dash is equal to cos of minus 6.33. That means 0.993. This is the new operating power factor corresponding to 20% increment in the armature current for the increased mechanical load on the motor. So this is the answer. And always in the bracket you should write operating power factor, nature of operating power factor, it is lagging, right? You should mention this, it is must, right? So the new operating power factor is cos phi dash is equal to 0.993 lagging, right? That is the answer. So that's how you can solve this question. I stop. Thanks for watching.